What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Crazy game last night.
Yeah, that was a doozy.
Are you just going to talk about the borderline Capitals hits, or are you going to, keep it fair?
No, probably just focus on the Capitals hits.
Yeah, I figured.
I wanted to run something by you. You know how every time we meet, there's like a lot of aggression and anger and the teams, it usually results in someone getting hurt? What if we designated a certain day of the year where we could get all of that aggression and anger out, and that way we just have good, clean hockey that relies on skill?
Is your idea seriously a purge? You want to do a purge?
Huh. Yeah, I guess I do want to do a purge. Why? You think that's a good idea?
I don't know, man. That seems like a lot. I mean, would it just be physical violence?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be violent. You could do whatever you want, whatever gets frustration out. What would you do with the 24 hours that you could do whatever you wanted, no matter what it is?
What would I do if I could do anything?
The Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions!
Just violence.
Low-quality fans of a high-quality Bruins team, that is a dub! What a dub it is! How sweet the dub! That game was exhausting! Holy moly, ladies and gentlemen. I was legitimately tired at the end of this one. Because I thought there was controversy earlier in the season with all the bullshit that happens in these games. A lot of stuff in this game. A lot of foreplay, you could say. First of all, I'm going to say it now so I don't say it 8 times throughout the video. I hate NBC. I hate national broadcasts. They choose one team every time to just love and just caress the entire game, and one team to shit on, or one team to not research at all. Does Edzo do any research before these games at all? This time, they were big on the Caps. Last time, they were big on us. I hate it. I hate it. Biggest thing in this game, obviously, the plethora of hits that were potentially dirty. Guys, there was obviously the Wilson hit. There was the Ovi hit. There was the Hathaway hit. There was also the Hall knee on Schultz. I'm sure there's others, right? The Hall got some back later on in the game by someone. I don't even remember. There were so many borderline hits in this game, and the Capitals play a tougher game than the Bruins do with their current form. So I'm gonna really quickly, we're gonna jump through these hits. But first, I want to give some advice to Capitals fans. And trust me, you're gonna actually want to listen to this one. I have watched the Bruins transform from a big bad Bruins scenario where we walked the line every game and we won a cup that way, to a team that focuses on skill and isn't as good at standing up for ourselves. I'm not going to generalize a whole fan base, because every fan base has their morons that show up on Twitter after a game, and some are louder than others, and the louder you are, the more likely you're a fucking idiot. Embrace it. Embrace being the Death Star. Just embrace it. You guys are physically the toughest team in the division. You hit hard, you play with edge, and yeah, you cross the line sometimes. I know what that looks like. You can criticize your own players when they go too far, and then just wipe it and keep moving. What do you think we've done with Marchand for years? When he does something dirty, you go, would you get your act together? And then you move on down the road. You all want Marchand to get hit by a bus. We want Wilson to get hit by a bus. It's fine. That's the way this goes. Embrace the Death Star mentality. Embrace the big bad evil guy. If this was a D&D campaign, you're the big demon douchebag, okay? I like to play a druid. And the nerds are gonna come for you, man. We're gonna hate you. Embrace it. Trust me, it makes it better. But don't defend dirty hits. The Ovi hit on McAvoy? That was a dirty hit. He leapt into it. He raised up to get him in the head. That was a dirty hit. The Wilson hit on Corrali wasn't. Corrali had his head down. Wilson, eyes lit up because Corrali was heading towards the slot. Wilson was going to lay a good, hard hit on a player who was going into the zone that he was supposed to protect. Corrali gets tripped. Wilson tucks his arm and tries to avoid massive contact to the head. He literally does try to avoid it, in my opinion. Not a dirty hit. Should not have been a call on Wilson on that play, and there wasn't. The Hathaway hit on Tenorti is a whole different scenario. This is one of those things where multiple things can be true. Was the hit bad? Sure. Was it intentionally bad? I don't think so. Does that make it dirty? I don't know. Hathaway comes in, he sees Tenorti far from the boards. He's got a pretty good amount of space. And Tenorti pivots slightly to protect the puck. Hathaway has to know that the league is different now. When a player protects the puck, you have to pull up a little bit and just make body contact. But Hathaway keeps his speed. He annihilates right through the back of Tenorti, and Tenorti flies into the boards. Oof. Does it deserve a game misconduct? Absolutely. That is a textbook 5-minute major boarding call. Is Hathaway a dirty player for that? For that? No. Do I think Wilson's a dirty player? Yes. Is there anything in this game that I can point to that like, he's a dirty player? Not really. Embrace the Death Star attitude. It's okay to have that team that plays with an edge. I watched the Bruins win a cup that way, and then years later, I saw them lose one that way in Game 7 of the finals. I'm not saying the Bruins are the cleanest team in the league, but I am saying we don't play that style anymore. You guys are way more that style than we are, and I feel like I'm spending so much time talking to Caps fans here, but a lot of this should go to Bruins fans too. Like, we're the skill team now. We're not the big, bad Bruins. We're just the bad Bruins. Embrace the Death Star. It's fun, and it doesn't last forever. In honor of Ovi getting the ref's face so much, here's Ovi spearing a rookie in the balls, though. Still a Bruins show, man. To the game! Rask is in. Yeah. Tenorti in for Zaboral. Zaboral's out for a non-COVID related illness. Frederick's still not in. Corrali will remain in the lineup. I bet he wish he didn't. And I hate NBC. There would be no Chara in this game. Some injury that I'm not really aware of what exactly happened. But it was an unexpected change, so no Chara. Probably for the best in this one, because it got so messy. Puck drops in the first 4 minutes. It's all bees, baby. Oh, by the way, it's gonna keep... It's until we lose. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it. 35 seconds in, we get a power play because we're buzzing in their zone. We don't do anything with it. Our power play actually looked good this game. We just couldn't finish anything. The Capitals blocked everything, and it's a fucking pain because Chara's out. Their best penalty killer is out, and we can't score. As the first period goes, of course, I'm just getting angrier and angrier because Edzo just does zero research on really either of these teams, and it's like I know for a fact that broadcasters are supposed to, the day before, just go through the teams and what their seasons looked like and their statistics and all this stuff. And they'll throw out some numbers, but I feel like he just wings it and says stuff, and you're like, that's really incorrect, but okay. 9 minutes in, and it was still all bees, but Clifton just wanted to change that. He wanted to make sure that the Washington Capitals had a nice little chance. So he decides that it's time for a high sticking and absolutely obliterates a guy, and it's 4 minutes for high sticking. Off to the penalty kill we go. And not only is it a miracle we kill this, because if you remember last game, Capitals were real good about the power play. Not only do we kill it, but with about 30 seconds left in that power play, Backstrom has the puck behind his own net after a Tenorti clear, and Marshy gets right behind him trying to force a turnover. Backstrom might try to get a little too fancy here, tries to go past Marshy rather than the other way. The deflection by Marchand's stick, up and over the net, into the slot, bouncing. Capitals have a chance to get it, but it bounces over the stick. Bergy collects and just beats Vitek Vanacek to the far side, buries it. That is going to be 1-0 on a shorthanded goal. Shortly after that, Cliffy has a moment to redeem himself for those 4 minutes. He joins the rush going up the ice. Krejci has the puck entering the zone. He drops it to Smith up at the top. He feeds Clifton on the right side who joined the rush. Clifton fires it. A nice low heater across the slot. Misses Smith initially, but Krejci is on the far side and Jess has to tap it in. That is 2-0 against a very good Capitals team. And Clifton, I gave an apology to, which I shouldn't have done. And then just the most embarrassing sequence. About 20 seconds left, and Edzo is just praising Wilson. And he's even talking about the Carlo hit and kind of excusing it, which, whatever. But the reason it's embarrassing is because you're listening to that and you watch Backstrom legitimately sidestep McAvoy, which is so rare to see someone just go right by him. Gets a free shot on Rask. Rask makes the first save, but Oshie collects the puck, buries the rebound, 2-1 with 10 seconds left of the period. Not the way you want to end that period. 3 minutes into the second, the reason I should not have complimented Clifton in the first place is because he takes another high stick, and this time it is a blatant cross-check to the face. Now, he was antagonized a little bit, but you don't cross-check the dude in the face! And then it's just brutal. The Caps set up. Now, this is a double minor again, so we've got Backstrom up on the right side, feeds Kuznetsov, who's down in the bumper. We've seen this play before, ladies and gentlemen. He throws it right up to the slot for Oshie, who just beats Rask. That is going to be 2-2. 4 minutes into the period. And immediately after, they still have their 2-minute power play for the second half of this 4-minute minor, and Mantha gets the puck after a nice setup from the Caps, but he just uses the screen of bodies in front of it and absolutely snipes the bottom left blocker side. That is going to be 3-2, 5 minutes into the period on Cliffy's bullshit. Somehow, we respond. I really thought that this was going to be one of those adversity things, and the Caps play heavy that, oh no, are we going to shrink from this? No. We end up with some really nice possession on their end. Bergie behind the net. He feeds it to Pasta in the slot, and Pasta, as you know, a little snake bitten still. He bobbles the puck, can't get it on his stick. Marshy's right next to him, kind of steals it from Pasta, moves right, buries it backhand. That's 3-3. We got a tie game. Shortly after, we will go to the power play. We do not get anything out of it, but after it expires, we still have zone time, and it's a nice play. Heavy puck retrieval on the left side by Hall and Smith. They're both in there. Hall fights for the puck. It squirts out to Smith. Smith feeds Krejci in the slot. Orlov comes to dive. He slides. And Krejci just goes, are you done? Bro waits for it, and waits for it. And he does a little more waiting for it, and then he just straight up beats Vanacek. Vanacek didn't look great this game. He gets beat high glove there. It's 4-3, and you start to think about it and go, maybe he could have had a couple of these. And about 2 minutes left in the period. Yes, we're still in the second period. It's Pasta and it's Marshy with a 2-on-1. Marshy tries to feed Pasta across the slot. A little deflection. It gets to Pasta, but it's late, so Pasta sees Bergie flying down. Now, this is the play that you might remember where Ovi was upset because there was an interference he thought should have been called back on the other end, so he lazily skated back and then immediately turned to the ref after Bergie finished it. Pasta feeds Bergie as a trailer in the slot. He just beats Vanacek cleanly. It's 5-3, and the period will end that way. Now, this period's a shit show. It gets real physical. A lot of the plays we talked about prior are in this period. I'm not going to go through them again. But what I will say is the 5-minute major we did get for the Hathaway hit, we did nothing with, which is embarrassing. You have to score at least once there to put the game away. We do end up finishing out the game. We get an empty netter from Marshy, who tried to get it to Bergie. He looked for him. He didn't try to pass it to him, but Bergie wasn't open. So Marshy finishes it. That's 2 goals for Marshy, 2 goals for Bergie, 2 goals for Krejci. That is a 6-3 final. And a good win. A good statement win. And it's going to be overshadowed by a lot of the other shit. But that's a huge win for us. Game notes. Guys, enjoy the rivalry with the Caps. Enjoy it. Don't get so wrapped up that you start saying shit you shouldn't. Such as, I hope someone takes Oshie's head off. Oshie's a great player who plays the game the right way. And that's not going to stop Wilson from annihilating our players. Because if we kill Oshie, who has to respond? I am not an eye for an eye kind of guy. I'm a scoreboard guy. And those who say scoreboard doesn't really work, it does in the playoffs because after 4 games, they're gone and you get to move on. Don't get me wrong. You have to respond physically. You have to play the game tough. But it does not mean cheap shots. It does not mean intentionally injuring great hockey players. We love the sport, but it ain't that serious because these injuries affect people for the rest of their lives. Which is why I think it should be taken more seriously when Wilson lays a hit like the one on Carlo. Other game notes, our power play has to come up big in some of these, and they're not. And I just don't get it. The talent is there. But we keep trying to do the 2 things, and it's not working. And we give up a lot of fast breaks the other way. All eyes now turn to Buffalo. We've got 3 games in a row against them, and they are 6-2-2 in their last 10. That team's playing a lot better. And that's not me giving excuses. We still need to win those games. But if we get 2 out of those 3, I'm feeling pretty good. That window is closing for the Rangers. We have 5 games against Buffalo over the next 2 weeks, I believe. We got to win 4 of them. Unfortunately, we don't get the free points that everyone got when Kruger was the coach of the Sabres. Sabres have woken up, and they have some talent on that team. We should still win those games. All right, guys, that does it for me. Feel free to comment about those hits down below. Like and subscribe, all that good shit. I want to know what you guys think. I've said my piece. Personally, I think I'm right because I'm just so low quality that how could I be wrong?